And we are back with the last round of racing. The jackpot is on the line. Let's see how it goes for all of our drivers. Let's see we don't have any more obstructions in the track. I hope that was just a bit of a mistake in the qualifying session. I don't know what happened there exactly, but we will take measures. Let's see what happens with Jonathan Alvarez and David Perez, who are going to be chasing behind Jesus Sicilia again. Jesus going again with the pole position. Incredible, really, how fast he's showing himself with such a great numbers of racers, and still making himself the poleman again and again. Jesus
Sicilia on the pole position, joined by David Perez this time, friend companion from the front row. Let's see if he is able to pass, although he's not yet on the racetrack. Let's hope that I think Sicilia is the one that is not yet on the racetrack. Let's hope that he actually gets himself on the grid. Jonathan Alvarez and Ray Manu Ray on the second row, Victor Lobato and Jose Manuel Sicilia on row 3, Victor de la Fuente and Juan José Sánchez on row 4, good qualifying for Sánchez, there is Sicilia, and Colde González alongside Aitor Cagalde on row number 5, rounding up that top 10 that is going to battle for the big positions here, at least at the beginning. Let's see what happens at the end of this 30-minute event.
It's going to be very interesting. Gonna have to thank once again our sponsors for all of our races and today's event, which is Red Rock Chocolate Factory. And please make sure to check out allgratefulhearts.org to take that jackpot today. If you get 6 numbers together, from those 6 you'll pick the first 4, and if you get the 6 all straight, you can win $10,000. So good luck to all of our viewers taking on that jackpot, and good luck to all of our drivers that are about to go through that Casio triangle. And after they go through these 2 turns, going down the third that enters the finish and starting line for the race. Let's see. That Porsche gets out of the way, and Jesus Sicilia jumps hard. David Perez almost stuttered for a second with a bit of a slow start. Strange to see that from David Perez. Normally he is really there. Manu Ray Largo with Jonathan Alvarez. Very near to him is Jose Manuel Sicilia. Already that's the top 5. Jesus Sicilia, David Perez, Jonathan Alvarez, Manu Ray Largo, and Jose Manuel Sicilia.
Yeah, Manu Ray Largo almost attempted to make it through wide or too wide affair, and then kind of lift off going to turn number 1. So positions stayed the same in the first 4 positions. I think Lobato was overtaken. He was overtaken, I think, by Jose Maria Sicilia. In fact, Jose Manuel Sicilia, sorry. And very clean start again. Actually, the top drivers have behaved accordingly to their status in the 3 starts that we had today. If they make it clean through the first couple of laps, then we can call it a victory. Then we still have to see, because they will be very bunched up for a while.
Let's see, because we already see that the drivers are taking it with a little bit more of calm, but we get a crash there in the hairpin. We could see Jesus Saez going through with Spec Ops number 52, and maybe it was a loft tap, maybe, and he just got away with it. And no, we don't have yet retirements because of something that happened on the racetrack, which is something that we haven't seen in the first 2 races. Let's see if they make it all through Casio. It's becoming quite a complicated task for a lot of them behind, having to deal with all of those drivers having a little bit of trouble at the start of this first lap. I think They're really taking their time in this one. They know they have 30 minutes in front of them, but I think Jonathan Alvarez with Maybe Motion Pictures and David Perez with Alca Products are going to have a little bit of a fight.
Yeah, we've seen Nashar Nui going to the pit lane. Don't know if he incurred in some damage on the opening lap, but he entered the pits through the pit lane entering, which is something that we haven't seen in the first two races. And well, maybe he is out of contention earlier this event. I seen another driver that was out, that was running on the first lap, and now he's out of the race. And but everyone so far behaving accordingly to what the format of this race requires, which is a longer race, double the distance, and I think it will be double the excitement once everything gets settled.
Some smoke from those tires rolling through the air. Naturally Morty with Killpop Radio number 17 taking on the hairpin, very close to that Ignacio car in front of him. And we already have Jesus Sicilia, David Perez, Jonathan Alvarez, Manu Rayo Largo and Jose Manuel Sicilia on the top 5. Victor Lobato chasing as well as the two victors, I have to say, Victor Lobato and Victor de la Fuente together. And we are watching Fernando García Gómez, the number 21, the EMS car from the first responders, aside to the police car from the first responders as well, with the black line trailers in the middle of them. Jose Lorenzo, I think it's the driver in the middle of them. Jose Miguel Lorenzo.
Yes. Very clean pass, very sweet pass indeed on the inside of the first apex on Spoon for that police car of the first responders. As we see Sicilia having opened already a couple of seconds of margin with Jonathan Alvarez, who is trying to keep Manu Rayo Largo at bay for second place. Look at Jose Manuel Sicilia up to 4th. He has passed Victor Lobato and Aitor Cajide, and maybe he will factor for the podium. Maybe we'll have 2 Sicilias on the podium.
Jose Manuel Sicilia manteniéndose enfrente de todos sus competidores. And if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, going to do a quick change to Spanish to sum up everything that has just happened. If you don't mind, Adri, you can do the honors.
Yeah, I can do the honors of making the sweet translation to español, que es lo que voy a hacer ahora exactamente. Comentar un poquito lo que ha ocurrido en este inicio de carrera que hemos visto, en el que, bueno, o sea, ha ocurrido todo bastante limpio, digamos. Jesús Sicilia ha tenido la típica salida que ha tenido al principio de las dos anteriores carreras. Sorprendentemente nadie en la primera fila ha sido capaz de morderle, y no ha sido este caso la excepción con Jonathan Álvarez, que ahora mismo está teniendo que defenderse con uñas y dientes de Manu Rayo Largo. Y estáis viendo ahí en esa cuarta posición a José Manuel Sicilia, que ha avanzado bastante, pero que ahora mismo tiene una jauría de pilotos por detrás, liderada por Víctor Lobato, en la que está también Aitor Cajide, en la que está Juan José Sánchez, Víctor de la Fuente, Jesús Carro en ese 9º puesto, Coldo González completando el top 10, también Gerard Sardeni, Juanma Frías, muchos de los pilotos que están ahí aproximándose a esa sección. Ahí lo veis al fondo, mientras Jonathan ahora sí parece que está abriendo un poco de hueco con Manu. Todo bastante igual, creo que las mismas 3 posiciones que había en el top 3 del inicio se mantienen en carrera, pero aún queda mucho por delante, 24 minutos, puede pasar de todo.
Mucha carrera por delante y mucha acción que nos viene. También nos tengo que tener informados de los números, porque algunos de los números están en rotación, porque han faltado algunos números y se cambian el 14 por el 50, el 33 por el 44 y el 35 por el 40. Os lo digo para que toméis nota. De todos modos, yo os estaré recordando cuáles son la equivalencia a través del jackpot, porque esos pilotos que han faltado pues están siendo rellenados con pilotos que están con números más altos, ¿no? Lógicamente. Así que si continuamos con ese serpenteo del grupo que está moviéndose a través de la recta y continúa la pelea, os tengo que recordar que visitéis allgratefulhearts.org y podéis participar en las rifas, así como en el jackpot que se celebra en esta ronda. Si conseguís acertar los 6 números que se pondrán, pues ganaréis el jackpot, pero vosotros elegís los primeros 4 y los 2 últimos se eligen aleatoriamente. Así que mucha suerte para los que consigáis poner en línea esos 4. También recibís premio con con 3 o con 4, con 4 creo que es, con 4, 5 y 6. Obviamente, si conseguís 6, $10.000 para vosotros. Y que los disfrutéis y me llamáis, ¿vale? Por favor. Pues continuamos con la carrera. Gerard Sardeni, que está ahora mismo en una batalla, y nos vamos a hacer el change para el inglés de nuevo. Jesús Sicilia, still in front. Party Ward International, the number 8, already making the same gap we've been watching throughout the whole competition today between himself now and Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34 with Maven Motion Pictures in the chase with Manu Rayo Largo with Kinetic by Windstream is Manu Rayo Largo at number 2. So that's 8, 34, 2 and 5 right now for the top 4. I don't know if it's going to end up like that because we still have 22 minutes of race in front of us, and some of the drivers have already stopped in the pit lane. One of them, as Adrian pointed, was Yashar Nohi, and I'm suspecting that he was trying to stop a little bit sooner just to get the traffic out of the way.
Exactly.
I think he's becoming quite an intelligent driver as races go by, and I think he's adapting the strategy to what he needs right now, and that's to lower the incident rate. He's doing very well. Yashar Nohi, the number 7 with Darlene Plumley CPA, but right now we have in front of us Aitor Kajide or Kajide. I'm not really sure. We will have to know. Making today its debut with us, the number 50, equivalent to the number 14.
We have to say that he is pressuring Victor Lovato very hard. I was kind of expecting Victor to put pressure on Jose Manuel Sicilia for 4th, and he's going the opposite way. He is being pressured to keep that 5th spot from Cajide, who had a bit of a misunderstanding with Lovato on the previous race that ended up with Cajide turned in the first turn of the racetrack. He ended up spun while Lovato kept going. We'll have to see in the coming days if that ends up in some kind of penalty for Lovato, but Cajide this time I think he will really want to finish ahead of Lovato, and even maybe going for Jose Manuel Sicilia. Why not?
I don't know if he's seeing the V from Victor or the V from Vendetta right now in front of him, but I thought very close to him going through Casio. Very close call there. Tough situation.
He tried to make the pass on the second apex of the chicane, which is very difficult, and most usually than not ends up in a crash, but they did a very professional job of avoiding a collision there, and the battle continues.
I have to say that Victor really defended himself very well there. The number 27 with Native Health Matters in front of Aitor Kajide, the number 50 with APL.
And that obviously plays in the hands of Jose Manuel Sicilia to actually being a little bit less nervous, a little bit less pressured, and trying to find his rhythm. He's not been that high all event long, and he will probably be thankful for that. Maybe if Juan Jose Sanchez is able to join the fray, that will be, he ran wide, and he lost the position.
Close call there, both of them overtaken. Jose Manuel Sicilia, and back crash there, three-way crash right now. Victor Lovato out of the turn right now, as well as Aitor. Tough situation. Jose Manuel Sicilia, I don't know what he might be thinking right now, but I'm sure he might be thinking he's in trouble a little bit.
I'd like to see if maybe the driver that was in front of him maybe moved under braking, because that will be something that will acquit Sicilia from blaming that crash. But if he didn't, that's entirely on his part. No, he was way too hot in there. He was entering. Maybe Cajide braked a little bit earlier because he had Lovato in front of him. Sicilia really didn't see the situation quite straight, and that mistake on his part after he ran wide on the second Deckner turn put his two contenders. He lost a lot of positions, more for Lovato than for Cajide. That he was the real victim here.
I'm sure we are going to have to take care of that afterwards. Jose Manuel Sicilia right now in 4th position with a very probable sanction in that situation. I have to say, I'm calling it as it goes, but it's going to be difficult to judge in any case. But I think that, as you mentioned, he might have been out of the braking area for what he had in front. He needed to brake a little bit sooner. Aidor Cajide trying to overtake position. Some drivers getting into the pit lane already to make that pit stop. Some of them that might have some damage will want to repair their cars as they stop in the pit lane.
So Lovato, I think, has retired from the race. I've seen it out. He was nowhere near the pit lane, so I think Lovato has retired, in fact, from the event.
Not really sure, but very dramatic situation for Victor. The less guilty part in that multiple three-way crash. As we saw the past week in Sebring, it was quite the same situation. One of the drivers pushed the other, and the other pushed the third one that didn't have anything to do with the whole situation, and it was quite unfortunate. So I don't know if Jose Manuel Sicilia is going to have to take responsibility for what just happened there. In this exact point, in this braking area, where we can see that if you go in the right lane of the track, you don't have as much trouble braking that if you stay in the inner lane of the hairpin.
You have to remember that the drivers have to send their replays after the race if they want an incident to be looked at. Because they believe someone needs to be penalized for something. Obviously, the stewards will have a better look at that, and they will decide whether that was not something that deserves a penalty. But in my eyes, it kind of looked like it for how the cars were positioned and the speed they were carrying. That was probably not a fair judgment on the driving for Jose Manuel Sicilia, and that will play in the hands of Juan Jose Sanchez, who is actually 5th, but could rise up to 4th.
Yeah, let's see how it goes with them. Unfortunate situation for Aidor and Victor. I hope to see Victor going for the end of the round. I don't know if it's going to be that way, but it seems that he is out of the race. Not 100% sure, because we're getting some numbers from that car, so maybe Victor is still going. But in front, we still have a battle of times between Jesus Sicilia and Jonathan Alvarez. 15 minutes to get to the end of the session. Already a very compromising crash in that hairpin, where we're going to have to see what happens with Jose Manuel Sicilia.
We have a couple of drivers already that are pitting. They are not in the top positions, but they are taking this opportunity now to make their stops. It's a little bit earlier than really necessary or ideal. But if you are in a not very good position, it is useful to switch it up a little bit and see what happens. Maybe if you go the alternate route, you can climb more positions because you don't have as much to lose.
Going to be interesting if they find the best moment to enter the pit lane, and it's going to be interesting to see if that Nissan Future car from Juan Jose Sanchez gets overtaken by Victor de la Fuente or not. They are trying to approach Jose Manuel Sicilia, and they're getting closer.
Yep, and doesn't look like he has damage from that. He's running consistent lap times on the last two laps, which has been the laps that he had after the incident. Juan Jose Sanchez is not being able to get on his nerves so far. It looks more likely that Victor de la Fuente will be able to complete an overtake and then go for fourth place. He was involved in that fight for the podium spot in the first race, not so much in the second because he didn't have such a good qualifying performance. And there are some drivers that are not accustomed to that in this event. Look at Osvaldo Gonzalez just behind there in 7th, Alberto Toribio in 8th place, Juanma Frias having just reached the top 10 behind Jesus Carro, and they could very well play a part in this event.
Gonna be interesting as we get to enter the 12-minute barrier already. Aitor Cajide making something out of the trouble he's had, chasing Ricardo Marin Arroyo, the number 9, with a fire car from the first responders. Aitor Cajide, the number 50, was almost, if not there, in the top 4 or top 5, and that unfortunate push from behind from Jose Manuel Sicilia leaded to a great crash between himself and Victor Lobato. Dramatic situation there.
Yeah, really unfortunate because as a driver you don't really want a good battle to end in a crash. You want it to continue to go on naturally, to give you a good challenge, and well, you want to overtake at the end of the day. But you want to do it the cleanest way possible because there's some. Well, I think someone almost crashed Jesus Sicilia. What's going on?
What a crazy situation just there. Diego Bande, I don't know if he got pushed or what happened there, but I saw that police car from Diego Bande almost ramming into Jesus Sicilia right now in front of Jonathan Alvarez, and I don't know if they're aware that right now they have the chaser of the leader, Diego Bande, the police car from the first responders, getting out of the way as soon as possible.
That was also very, very weird. He was very, very close to take out Jesus Sicilia, and it almost looked like a cop movie because it was the police car trying to take out someone he was chasing. But in all fairness, that looks strange. I don't think that was really intentional. He may have lost the breaking point by a lot, or maybe something happened there with the lap car or something. But that was weird. But as I was saying, and this is something that really exemplifies that train of thought, as we've seen. Wow, another crash.
Another touch and another contact between Yashar Nohi and Diego Bande, also finding themselves in front of the traffic of the leaders as they have their own Steve McQueen scene between each other. Diego Bande.
He needs to calm down a little bit, Banda. He is a bit out of the race right now. He needs to settle in. Probably he's a lap down now already. Maybe something happened to him in the first few laps, but I don't know. That is a very strange behavior for him. I'm not trying to say he's doing anything on purpose because I don't have any grounds on that. But after what we see, then having another crash with another competitor, that's not very good looking.
Let's see how it goes between themselves right now, because they still see Yashar Nohi and Diego going for it. Yashar also having to deal with the traffic. I don't know if they were paired in that fight, if they've been fighting for the position together, but yeah, it was strange and quite violent to see that contact in Denier as well. So we get Jose Manuel Sicilia still 4th, but I think after the stewards decide what to do, I'm going to be one of those stewards. We're gonna have to see if Jose Manuel Sicilia stays with that position, if he gets to maintain that position till we get to the end of the race. Let's see if he's able to do that. Alpauto Baines on his car today, not on the brightest moment for Jose Manuel Sicilia, because he had a little bit of a bump there with Aitor that led to another crash subsequent to it. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll have to study it and we'll have to take 5 minutes to decide. Victor de la Fuente, the number 25.
I'm not sure if Juan Jose Sanchez has made a pit stop or he has an incident. He's 11th right now. He was behind Jose Manuel Sicilia, and then he's lost like 6 positions. I don't know if it happened something to him or he made a trip through pit lane, but right now it's Victor de la Fuente, the one, as we are seeing right now, who is behind Sicilia, a little bit behind, but trying to make it work for 4th place.
And I remind all of our viewers that this week we're going to have a special event the 11th of November for Veterans Day, of course. And it's going to be in Laguna Seca Thursday, so make sure to stay tuned that day. And it's going to be great fun. It's going to be 10:30 Pacific time, if I'm not wrong. I hope I am not. It is that way.
So hold on, Carlos, because I'm gonna try to finish the thought that leads us to 2 crashes on the racetrack. Let's see if the third attempt actually... Oh, pit lane. We cannot make the commenters a pit lane, and lots of drivers actually making their pit stop rush just right now with 7 minutes to go. That looks like the right moment to do that pit stop.
Jesus Sicilia with the sip and go done already and on the move. Already going out of the pit lane. A lot more drivers have stopped as well. It's going to be interesting to see at what pace they go out of the pit lane. Jonathan Alvarez already taking on the chase behind Jesus Sicilia again for it after the stops. Jesus Sicilia hasn't been really affected by the stop, but that car from Heart to Heart International is still on a skate.
And would you look at that? No traffic at all.
Everything clear in front of him. That's exactly what you want as you go out of the pit lane. In his situation, it's going to be great for him to have all that space. Victor de la Fuente also making an interesting performance today, being able in this 3rd round to get to the 4th position. Jose Manuel Sicilia already out of the top 4, and it seems that
he may have pitted as well. Victor has not. We're seeing right now. He is doing it right now. He had taken the lead, but he is going now through the pits as well as Javier Carro. So that will give the lead back to Sicilia.
Exactly, and it's going to be interesting to see where Jesus Sicilia pairs up with them, or where he gets to go as they go out of the pit lane. Where is that exact point in the track where they're going to find each other? The number 8 still in front, Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34 with Maven Motion Pictures chasing the Heart to Heart International car of Jesus Sicilia. And it's going to be quite interesting to see the leaders right now, to see how those cars go out of the pit lane. Jose Manuel Sicilia also with the pit stop already done.
Ahí está Javier Carre, sorry, and actually getting out of the lane, and Jonathan Alvarez running by himself, thinking 2nd place virtually. That will be 2nd when all is said and done.
Correct. It's going to be like that, and I have to remind everyone watching as we get to the 4-minute barrier that this event today is sponsored by Red Rock Chocolate Factory, so thanks to them and thanks to all of our sponsors in all of the cars you get to see in the race. Also visit allgratefulhearts.org to get more information about our events, as well as the raffles that let you get tokens to participate in the jackpot we are celebrating today. Those are the numbers that we have already on the top of this 3rd final round. None of those names they still have to adjust because we saw how they stopped in the pit lane. So those names and numbers will have to readjust. So make sure that you have your predictions at hand, and let's see if everything happens as expected for you betting in that GHA jackpot with your tokens. Four numbers.
Actually, sorry.
Sorry, Adrian. Four numbers that they have to get right, and the last two get picked randomly. So good luck to all of you. $10,000 are on the line. Good luck to everyone participating. Adrian, you were saying sorry.
Yeah, that I was gonna say two things. First of all, Alvarez is actually not that far away from Cecilia. Just 4 seconds. He's made time on that pit stop. I think he pitted a little bit earlier than Jesus did, and well, he's not challenging for the win, but he's actually closed the gap pretty good and left a good trail behind Manu Ray. And the second thing I was going to say, and the thing that led to three incidents of a racetrack, I hope that I'm not going to be interrupted by a fourth incident of a racetrack, is that at the end of the day, racers want to be raced like they race others. And although we've seen a couple of examples of something of that not happening, usually the cleanest drivers, the better drivers, usually like to be raced how they race. And that's another unwritten rule. Obviously, our American friends are very well aware of that through NASCAR, that the way you race someone is the way you're going to be raced. That's how payback works. This is not so prominent on this type of racing, but drivers still have some tempers, and they remember how you behaved, how you make him turn through a corner, of if you brake checked him. Those kind of things usually go back after a few times.
Yeah, and we hope to not see too much of those brake checks and those type of situations that we get to see sometimes. Dramatic and complicated. Manu Rayo Largo, Kinetic by Windstream in his car, the number 2, and Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34 right now in second position, chased by Manu Rayo Largo. The Maven Motion Pictures car, the number 34 in second position, chasing Jesus Cecilia from 5 to 4 seconds of distance. Manu Rayo Largo with a little bit of a smaller gap between himself and Jonathan, but still a little bit of a gap between those three first drivers, and we will have to decide what happens with the fate of Jose Manuel Sicilia, because we will have to judge about it and that fourth position.
Well, there's Manu Ray. He went a little bit wide on turn number 2. Thankfully for him, Sicilia was nowhere behind. But if he gets penalty, look who is going to benefit. Alberto Toribio, who is up to 5th place. Very, very good race. He played the strategy card perfectly to get ahead of a lot of his competitors, and a very good performance for him.
Very well done by him. I think that he has been making great improvements in his performances. We have to congratulate Alberto, and let's see if we can get back to the stream. We lost image for a second there, but it's becoming interesting as we get to the end to see what happens with Alberto.
Yep. It's still, if he doesn't get that 4th place, 5th is still very good. And there were a lot of drivers that usually were not as high in those first 2 races that get those positions that are at least you go home with a smile on your face, or at least you get back from the simulator with a smile in your face, because you say, okay, at least I've done my job on the longer race, which is something that is very fulfilling for the drivers. And I hope we get to see the end of a race, at least to see Cecilia getting that 3rd win, or maybe something happens that he doesn't make it.
We are going to make a quick break, it seems, so we will be right back with you. As soon as we get an image, let's see if we can see the end of the race. seems that we are back. We had a little bit of a stream hiccup there. It seems that that's the way it went. Those are the results right now on the table. I don't know if they are finishing or if they are finished, but Jesus Sicilia still in front. Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34. Chasing Manu Rayo Largo, third. Jose Manuel Sicilia with Alberto Toribio behind him. And as you said, Alberto is going to get a bit of a benefit from the situation if that goes that way. And it seems that we got to the end as the image updates finally. It's definitive for all. That's the way it went.
It kind of hiccuped a little bit on the timing, but despite the clock running out, the race is definitely over. We've consumed the lap times that we had, and Sicilia is being crowned the winner, with Jonathan Alvarez and Manu Rayo Largo, as you said, completing that podium spot. And then Jose Manuel Sicilia in fourth, Alberto Toribio with that very good fifth place, Javier Carre, Juan Jose Sanchez, Juanma Frias, Victor Lobato finally ninth despite his earlier incident, and Coldo Gonzalez completing the top 10. Remember that those results are provisional because there's a couple of incidents that will be reviewed after the event, as well as all the others that happened this evening.
Yep, we're going to take a bit of a break to make sure that all the images are revised by the stewards. Let's see what happens with Jose Manuel Sicilia. And will be Alberto Toribio Garcia at the end, fourth for the jackpot. We'll see. We'll be right away after a bit of a quick break, and we will decide who are the top four drivers. See you right away.
Associated with Asian Network and iPhone Doctor.
The best entertainment. The widest coverage. The fastest speed. Only through Asian Network. Call now for huge standalone and bundle savings at
702-332-3600.
Si a su iPhone se le rompió la pantalla por accidente,
Tráigalo a iPhone Doctor.
o sufrió daño por humedad,
Tráigalo a iPhone Doctor.
estamos en el 751 North Rancho Drive, teléfono 553-2800. También reparamos iPods y iPads.
iPhone Doctor.
Tenemos servicio con planes de conexión, venta y activación de celulares. El mejor lugar para tener su iPhone como nuevo.
iPhone Doctor.
553-2800.
And we are back after this little break, it's decided that Jose Manuel Sicilia is sanctioned in this race with a minute, so that's going to give a lot of drivers a extra position, and the most fortunate one is going to be Alberto Toribio, who is going to get that 4th position if I'm not wrong. So